Hognose snakes. These guys are adored by the internet just because they're so cute. I mean, look at this guy. Oh my god. Oh my god. Look at this precious creature. Anyone who's afraid of snakes, I think I just cured your fear. The thing is, these guys make for very good pets. They're very popular pet snakes, and they're just very popular animals overall because they're so cute. But has anyone ever wondered where the hell these creatures come from? Well, yeah, that's what this video is about. I'm gonna show you guys hognose snakes in the wild. Like, actually, like, I'm gonna go to their habitat and I'm gonna show you them in the wild. All right, welcome to the Sand Plains. These are a very cool place because they were created during the Ice Age, and I'm gonna talk a little bit more on that later. But first, I'd like to show off this guy. This is a baby hognose snake. Here, come in, get a good shot of him. Look how beautiful he is. He's got a nice yellow coloration on his throat towards his head, and he's flared out right now like a cobra because he's trying to scare me off, and he's a little baby guy. Oh my god, no! Welcome to the Saratoga Sand Plains, found in New York State. Well, you know, what makes this place so special? All the sand, I guess. You know, there's a lot of sand. And that's weird for upstate New York. Yeah, there's just like gang violence, sand, gang violence, and more gang violence. Like, you know, not a lot of sand, but there is some sand in upstate New York. Normally it's just gang violence. So yeah, you know, it's weird that you'd find all this sand in upstate New York. So you may ask, how did all of this sand get in upstate New York? Well, it depends on who you ask. So some experts say that it was actually Paul Bunyan who went to Home Depot and bought a bag of sand, and as he was walking home to his home in Maine, the bag ripped and it actually spilled all over, specifically in the foothills of the Adirondacks. While others say that the sand plains were formed by the Ice Age, but come on. We all know that the Ice Age isn't real, nor are dinosaurs. But if you want to believe all this nonsense about an Ice Age or whatever, apparently there were glaciers that sat right where the sand plains are today, and when the glaciers melted, they formed a glacial lake that sat above the sand plains, and, you know, as lakes do, it had sediments at the bottom, like sand and stuff like that. So when the glaciers melted and the lake dried up, it ended up leaving all this sand in place of where the sand plains are. And these sand plains house all sorts of unique wildlife, such as the Carner blue butterfly, the eastern spadefoot toad, and of course, hognoses, which is what you're here for. But if you're interested in any of that other boring shit, I made a video on the ancient sand plains of New York and all of the wildlife that can be found in it. So if you're interested in the more nerdy stuff, go watch that video. Here he is, he's curled up. Very cool animal. If you get in there, you can see the reason why he's called a hognose is he's got a pointy snout, which he uses to burrow in these sand plains. If you look at the ground, there's sand everywhere, and this is perfect for these guys. They love to burrow in it using their nose. Very cool animal. People like to keep them as pets. This is an eastern hognose because I'm here in New York. A lot of people didn't even know that these guys are in New York. Oh, nope, not again. Sorry, bud. I'm surprised he's actually not playing dead. That's normally their first response to predators is to play dead. And then their next response is to kind of flare out like a cobra like this. Such a cool animal, has such a cool pattern. One of my favorite animals to find out here. Did you shit on me? I'm pretty sure he shat on me. Yeah. Yep. Oh, okay. He's trying to scare me now. It's working. Even though hognose snakes are venomous, they will not bite you. I don't want to say they will not, because there's always exceptions. Animals with mouths have the ability to bite you. That's part of them having a mouth, you know. Instead, what these guys will do as a defense mechanism is they will flare out, play dead, and false strike at you, meaning that they'll throw their head at you, which is what this guy's been doing, but they won't bite. And it's just trying to kind of scare off any predators. So these guys they're little babies. They're very dramatic. They're not very scary, but it's funny. If you look on a side profile, it kind of looks like he's smiling. See, he's doing this quick movement to try and scare me. But, oh, yep. Yep, he's scaring me, that's for sure. But these guys make for really cool pets. They come in all sorts of different colors, pet ones. And yeah, a lot of people didn't even know that they lived out here. Now, of course, the Saratoga Sand Plains aren't the only place that you can find hognoses in the wild. But from my experience, it's one of the best places to find them. The past couple years, I've came to the Sand Plains, and actually, yeah, every year I've found a hognose snake. Hognose snakes love sandy soil, which is why they do so well in the Sand Plains. That upturned nose that gives them their name hognose, because, you know, it looks like a pig nose, is actually used for burrowing in loose soil, which can help them to dig up their favorite food, toads. These guys eat toads. That's their favorite food. It's pretty cool. Toads are poisonous, but these guys developed an immunity to the poison. So the next best step was toads were like, our poison isn't working on hognose snakes. So what can we do to try and stop them from eating us? So then what toads did was they would puff themselves up so they were harder to swallow. And these hognose snakes, like I said, they're venomous. They're rear-fanged, meaning that their fangs aren't in the front of their mouth. So even if you were to get bitten by them, the chances of their fangs actually puncturing your skin would be less common than, say, a rattlesnake, which the fangs are towards the front. And this guy's so tiny, he's kind of hard to hold because of that. So what the hognose snakes would do is they would deflate the toads using their rear fangs, which is really fucked up, but kind of metal. So yeah, these are very cool animals. And this is where they live, out here in the Sand Plains. Very cool environment. By the way, I should clarify that the species of hognose snake that I've been showing off in this video is the eastern hognose snake. Scientific name Hoggerton ouncerton. I made that up. Its actual scientific name is this. I'm not a nerd, I'm not saying that shit. Of course I know how to, but I'm not gonna. Alright? Because I'm not a nerd. So eastern hognose snakes are found in the eastern United States, as you might assume. But there also exists a western hognose snake, a southern hognose snake, and a Mexican hognose snake. I bet you thought I was gonna say northern hognose snake, huh? No, I got you on that. Unfortunately, that species hasn't dropped yet, but maybe in the future there'll be a northern hognose snake. Who knows? So hognose snakes can be found all throughout North America, although they appear to avoid California, which I don't blame them. There's also hognose snakes in South America and Madagascar, but those are completely different genuses, so I'm not gonna talk about them here. I'm just talking about the North American hognose snakes because American. Yeah. All of the species that I mentioned, the western hognose, the southern hognose, and the Mexican hognose, are gonna be a little more similar to the eastern hognose because they're the same genus, Heterodon. I had to remember it there. Whereas the other hognose snakes are completely different genuses, so they're gonna be a little bit different behavior, stuff like that. So I don't wanna talk about them here, but I'm gonna mention them. They exist. Hognose snakes is more of like a relative term applied to snakes with the upturned nose. It doesn't necessarily just include like one or two species. It gets complicated. I don't want to go into that. All right, that's I'm gonna leave it right there. So yeah, that's about it. If go out and see if you can find a hognose for yourself. They're pretty cool, and they're pretty cool. Yeah, fuck off.